Congratulations on submitting your resume, you fucking loser. It magically disappeared into a digital void where no one will ever see it, and the job went to someone's nephew before it was even posted. Or maybe the boss told HR, just hold some interviews, so no one can say we didn't do due diligence. Basically, if you've been called for an interview for a job, don't bother celebrating. You're already at a massive disadvantage. Most of the good jobs were hired with a high five and a slap on the ass. Welcome to the shitty real world. Let's talk about patronage, the hiring philosophy that says competence is adorable, but loyalty pays the mortgage. The premise is simple. Person wins some rando election, and newly powerful person rewards the people who helped them win. No interview required, no skills assessed, just the bond between a daddy and the assholes who bought his kid beers and bongs in college. This isn't some relic. It still is essentially the official HR policy of the United States government. Andrew Jackson turbocharged the whole thing with the so-called spoils system, named after the phrase, "To the victor go the spoils," which was a brutally honest way of saying, democracy is basically just organized crime with better branding. Jackson's rationale was that government jobs should rotate among ordinary citizens. Those ordinary citizens turned out to be campaign loyalists who had already purchased the appropriate knee pads. Now, patronage doesn't show up alone. It brings its extended family. Nepotism is the family plan. Just hire your relatives and skip the theatrical nonsense of pretending to consider anyone else. Political dynasties have treated government appointments like heirlooms since the Republic began, which explains why certain last names keep appearing on ballots like aggressive recurring charges on a credit card statement. Cronyism is simply nepotism without the bloodline. Same vibe, slightly more plausible deniability. Maybe some politician's favorite talk show host ends up running a federal agency. Maybe his golf buddy got an ambassadorship. And just maybe, in an alternate universe, the best qualified person for some other high-profile job was, mysteriously, some alcoholic womanizer who couldn't hold a job for more than 6 months. Fortunately, this would never happen in reality. Networking is what cronyism calls itself when it wants to be taken seriously at professional conferences. Same mechanism. People hire people they already like, but you do it with a bogus LinkedIn profile and a practice speech about cultivating mutually beneficial relationships. The vibes are identical. Patronage can result in spectacular disasters. The post office, the custom house, entire city governments, all transformed into elaborate loyalty reward dispensaries where the primary job qualification was demonstrated willingness to participate in the political machine. One particularly unhinged episode ended with a rejected job applicant assassinating a president because he felt he was owed a diplomatic appointment. That's the patronage system producing a man so steeped in entitlement that "I helped, therefore I deserve" escalated into an international incident. Congress found this somewhat alarming and reluctantly introduced the idea that government jobs might benefit from involving, at minimum, a basic competence screen. Took a murder to get there. In America, the real hiring ladder has always looked like this, and still does. Family connections at the penthouse, personal friends and insiders right below, political allies on the next floor, professional network below that, and way down in the basement, past the flickering light and the ominous smell, people who applied through the website. Outcasts, rejects, losers, people just like you and me. Your meticulously optimized resume lives down there with the other meritocrats, hoping someone eventually opens the door because they've run out of better options. The uncomfortable truth patronage has always understood, and that meritocracy discourse carefully avoids. Relationships are the actual currency. Always have been. Skills aren't even the minimum buy-in. Patronage says the loud part loudly. The fastest route to a job isn't being the best candidate in the room. It's knowing the person who got the room. Your skills, experience, and perfectly formatted AI resume should matter, technically. But somewhere right now, a bro who happens to know the boss's daughter is getting onboarded for a role he can't even fucking spell, and he has never once updated his LinkedIn. So the next time some idiot boomer yells, "Get a job," leave a burning pile of shit on his doorstep and tell him you're canceling his social security.